I'm Aaron, a birding naturalist. Welcome to my channel. My dog and I are out here for another cleanup at our little local lake here. And in the midst of this sort of monthly challenge that I've put myself to come to this little lake and clean it up, pull trash out once a month for an entire year, in the midst of that, a law was passed by the state of California. And I kind of wanted to tell you a little bit about it and kind of explain how it might impact cleanups like mine. The act is called the Plastic Pollution Producer Responsibility Act. So one of the biggest components and the biggest targets of this act is simply to reduce the total amount of plastic that we produce in California and is sold in California and is used in California. Just reduce the amount of plastic. So this act was signed into law by Governor Newsom in late July of 2022, which at the time of this filming is about a month and a half ago. And it's a pretty aggressive, pretty big deal kind of a law. It has targets on plastic, on how much plastic is produced, on how much plastic is recyclable, on how much plastic is actually being recycled, and a bunch more. The law is scheduled to come into full effect in 2032, so 10 years from now. But many of its provisions also have sort of graded implementation targets where, 2 years out, we should be at this percentage. And 5 years out, we should be in that percentage. And then 8 years out, we should be at some other percentage. And finally, at 10 years out, we should be at the ultimate target of the final percentage this law is trying to bring about. It's allocating, because this is a big job, allocating $5 billion to be spent over that next 10-year period between 2022 and 2032 to bring this into being. I'm really excited to see if the targets are met and what the impacts of these targets might be. I've been involved in trash cleanups for over 5 years now, and certainly there are many people out there who've been involved in trash cleanups far, far longer. And I think that this kind of a law might help all of us out quite a bit, making our cleanup jobs that much easier. We may have to go and find new hobbies. And I think that's great. That's a great reason to be out of a hobby. So let me tell you a little bit more about the act and kind of how it would impact the various pieces that we managed to pull out of my little neighborhood lake. So let's go see what we can find. The act calls for all single-use plastic items, food packaging, anything like that, to be compostable or recyclable by 2032, which is 10 years from now. So, that drink cup, it's a single-use item, single-use plastic item. That would be recyclable or compostable 10 years from now. Not only does the act call for more plastics to be made of recyclable or compostable materials, but it also calls for a change in behavior such that those plastics actually are getting recycled instead of ending up in the street gutter like this. Another thing that the act will do is pretty much ban polystyrene by 2032 as well. Polystyrene is the plastic that we usually call sort of styrofoam. And it's used in making things like this. Styrofoam packaging, styrofoam cups, styrofoam plates. So this will not be much of an issue in 10 years. That's the idea anyway. So that's a little bit about the Plastic Pollution Producer Responsibility Act and some of its goals, some of its mission. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you thought it was interesting. As always, thank you very much for the view. And until next time, enjoy the natural world.